私たちの元救世主を食らい到着しました。
So one of the biggest parts of Revelation is going to be gearing, and I recommend you watching my leveling and gearing video before or after this guide, because Exorcism ties into gearing. Going into this game without knowing or learning about reputation early on can be very frustrating, as you'll be behind on gear if you find out about it too late. It's because this involves dailies and weeklies. Missing out a day or more puts you a little behind. Throughout this video, I'm going to say EXO a bunch of times, and when I say EXO, I'm referring to Exorcism. I don't feel like saying that shit this whole video. So what is this Exorcism? Once you hit level 30, EXO becomes available. By pulling up your character menu with C, you head over to the last tab, and this displays your EXO reputation information. On the right side, you can see your daily and weekly dungeons. This example is going to suck because I've completed my weekly dungeon, so just imagine there are two images here. The daily at the top resets each day, and the two weeklies can only be done once a week. The middle dungeon is your regular weekly quest, which isn't too hard, and the bottom dungeon is your other weekly quest, which is a harder version of the regular weekly, usually a god mode or raid version of the regular weekly dungeon. By completing these dungeons, you gain reputation. With reputation, you can increase your EXO rank, which can be seen at the top. Mine is currently 5. By increasing your rank, you gain access to more materials and skill upgrades from the EXO rep vendors, which I'll explain more in a bit. By maximizing your EXO reputation throughout the week, you can gain cool rewards. There is a limit to how much EXO rep you can get a week, which is 2,500. This bar here shows you how much EXO rep you have gained throughout the week. Each time you hit a marker, you get a chest. So by filling this bar up, you'll receive 3 chests with cool items. On the bottom left side of this tab, you can also see which rewards you'll get once you increase your EXO rank. On the right, you can see the requirements to increase your EXO rank. At the top, it shows your level and level requirement. Then it shows how much reputation you have earned out of what is needed to hit the next rank. The number below shows you how much rep will be required to hit the next rank after this one. The number below this shows you how many dungeons you are required to clear with the SSS rating, which isn't really as hard as it sounds. The blue text will autopath you to the NPC who will give you a quest and challenge to advance to the next EXO rank. Keep in mind they won't have a quest for you until you meet the rest of these requirements. Once you are ready to advance to the next rank, and the NPC has given you the quest, it usually takes you into a small instance where you fight a boss. Each time you do this, there are different mechanics or things you have to do correctly to advance. For example, one of the challenges is to grab aggro from the boss. Another is to dodge the boss for a certain amount of time. The mechanics change and aren't ever really too hard, but sometimes there is more than just a little instance where you have to take a boss on. To advance to EXO rank 5, I had to complete a dungeon on God mode, which on God mode turned the 5-man dungeon into a 10-man raid. The boss mechanics changed, they could one-shot you, and I guarantee any group of players doing this dungeon their first time will wipe over and over and over because there's a lot to learn. Up near the top of this tab, under your current rank, you can see how many EXO credits you have. These credits can be spent at the EXO vendors that sell materials used for crafting and upgrading gear. The vendors also sell skill upgrades. There are some vendors here in the main town, and this is also where you will get your first EXO rank quest. But what these vendors have is very limited. To craft your level 50 plus gear is going to require materials from the vendors in the northern main city. There is a teleport right next to these vendors. You'll be coming to this guy eventually for your EXO rank up quest and challenges. This EXO vendor sells crafting materials like the previous vendor in the eastern city, but has more items available for higher EXO rank members. As you hover over an item, you can see the rank and amount of credits required to purchase this item. If it's in the red, it means you do not have the rank or credits. Some items also require a little more than just EXO credits or rank. They require certain items that you can only get from running God mode dungeons. Now back to the EXO character tab. Across from the number of credits you have, you can see how many bonus credits you have. Below the amount of credits you have, you can see how much bonus reputation you have. Remember that reputation is about increasing your rank. Credits are currency used to purchase items. They are different. Below the bonus rep shows you how many credits you have earned this week and how many credits you can earn this week. So let's take a look at crafting EXO gear, which is going to be your go-to gear until you start PvPing and farming honor or crafting recipe gear. These EXO merchants down in the first main city, which is towards the east side of the map, have weapons, armor, and accessories you can craft. When looking to upgrade or craft gear, you'll be scratching your head wondering where to get these materials. You might even end up going to the auction house and blowing a ton of money when you could have saved it all by just doing daily and weekly dungeons. Most, if not all, these materials can be found at the EXO vendors. This little girl in the same city has the materials needed for the level 40 ranged gear. The materials needed for the level 50 and up gear can be found at the EXO vendor in the northern city that I showed you earlier. So that's pretty much it. It really just comes down to doing your daily and weekly dungeons and then taking on a quest to advance your EXO rank. Like I said, for getting rank 5, I had to run a 10-man raid, which was quite hard, especially to get 10 members on the Chinese client together, and also learning these mechanics and playing with bad ping, but we did it and it was a lot of fun. If you guys would like me to maybe cover dungeons in the future or the raid I'm talking about now and explain the mechanics, maybe make guides to dungeons, let me know in the comments. And that's pretty much it for Exorcism. If you guys would like a text guide, you can check out this EXO guide made by a Codex member on the official Revelation forums. I'll link it in the description, and it may do a better job at explaining things than I did. I hope you guys found this helpful and start working on your EXO rank early on. Maximize your reputation and credit gain weekly, as it's a necessity. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon, friends.